Standard 9. Let's start with your Julius Caesar Act II, Scene 3. Synopsis. This short scene creates a suspense in the audience by letting them know that the plan of conspiracy has leaked out. Artemidorus, a common citizen, reads a letter that he has written to warn Caesar of the conspiracy against his life. Shakespeare presents another side of Caesar's personality through Artemidorus. The conspirators presented Caesar as a potential danger to the Republic. Now, Artemidorus shows admiration for him and depicts the conspirators as usurpers. So this short scene, it gives us a very important characteristic trait of Caesar, which Shakespeare has brought out beautifully through the character of Artemidorus. Artemidorus is not one of the conspirators. Till now, we have been seeing Caesar from the viewpoint of the conspirators. Now we are going to see him from the viewpoint of the common citizens of Rome, and the common citizens of Rome love him. It's not that they don't love Caesar. Okay, so that we can see through Artemidorus. And the conspirators actually, they have totally failed in their motive. Their motive is basically that we want to establish a republic in Rome, and they are doing it. They are planning the assassination of Caesar because they think that Caesar might later on become tyrannical. So they don't actually have any proof of his tyranny. They don't have any proof. He has not done any such thing to prove that he is tyrannical, or he is carried away by emotions. Caesar, whatever judgment or whatever he has decided, has never been on the basis of any of his emotions. He has not let emotions carry him away. He has always been ruled by logic and reason. Okay, and by the rule of law, you can say. But he has not. The conspirators are afraid that he might later on become tyrannical. So here we find that Artemidorus proves to them through his letter that Caesar is loved and there is no reason to assassinate Caesar. Okay, so we see that point of Caesar's character over here through the portrayal of Artemidorus. Okay, so scene 3, Rome, a street near the Capitol. Please remember the spelling of Capitol. When you are writing your answers, you have to write it as Capitol, not capital. It's Capitol. Enter Artemidorus reading a paper. Artemidorus, he is reading a paper. Caesar, beware of Brutus. Take heed of Cassius. Come not near Casca. Have an eye to Cinna. Trust not Trebonius. Mark well, Metellus Cimber, Decius Brutus loves thee not. Thou hast wronged Caius Ligarius. There is but one mind in all these men, and it is bent against Caesar. If thou beest not immortal, look about you. Security gives way to conspiracy. The mighty gods defend thee. Thy lover, Artemidorus. So his letter is very short and very to the point, very precise. And he starts taking the names of all the conspirators: Brutus, Cassius, Casca, Cinna, Trebonius, Metellus Cimber, Decius Brutus, and Caius Ligarius. He has given us 8 conspirators. There are 8 conspirators, and all the names have been given to us by Artemidorus. Children, here it could be deciphered in such a way that there could have been some traitor amongst the conspirators who have leaked out the conspiracy plan to Artemidorus, because otherwise he could not have written such a precise letter. You can take this as an interpretation that why Artemidorus' letter is so important and why Shakespeare has put such a small scene connecting scene 2 and scene 4. The scene is just nothing but Artemidorus. That's it. So why did Shakespeare introduce this? It's very important to realize why this scene has been introduced, because somehow you can decipher, you can conclude that the conspiracy plan has been leaked out. So there is a traitor even amongst the conspirators. There could be. Okay. So we'll write about these 8 conspirators, what he has asked Caesar to do. Please quickly take your pens in your hand and write down. Artemidorus says that Caesar should be careful about Brutus because he is untrustworthy. Caesar should be on his guard against Cassius. Caesar should not come near Casca, who is dangerous. Caesar should closely observe Cinna, Trebonius, and Metellus. Decius Brutus and Caius Ligarius have a grudge against him, against Caesar. Full stop. All these men are united against Caesar to harm him. They all have one thing in their mind, that we want to harm Caesar. Okay, so all these men are united against Caesar to harm him. Full stop. We notice here that Artemidorus has listed the conspirators in the order of their importance. He is aware that Brutus is their leader. So we can conclude that there could be a traitor even amongst the conspirators who has spilled the beans to Artemidorus about the conspiracy plan. Okay, that's a note. Now his letter is being explained. This line is important. If thou beest not immortal, look about you. Security gives way to conspiracy. I'll give you a little meaning of that. Write it down. He is warning Caesar that since Caesar is a mortal being, he should be watchful, since security, inverted commas, security hyphen overconfidence. So security here means overconfidence. Inverted commas, gives way meaning leaves the way open for evil-minded people to plot against him. Okay, that is the meaning of that line. Now what he says to the audience. Here will I stand till Caesar pass along, and as a suitor I will give him this. This means this letter. My heart laments that virtue cannot live out of the teeth of emulation. Emulation is jealousy. So he's saying, my heart is really sad that goodness, that means virtue, virtue cannot outlive jealousy. When somebody is very jealous or envious of you, they will keep plotting against you. So his heart laments that virtue cannot live out of the teeth of emulation. If thou read this, O Caesar, thou mayest live. So he's saying, if you read this letter of mine, Caesar, you might live. If not, the fates with the traitors do contrive. So he's saying that if you do not read this letter, then I will understand that the fates are the goddesses of destiny, with the traitors do conspire, means they have also planned to kill you. It is because of your nasib, because of your fate. Now I want to give you a note on what is this fates, because it's written with a capital F ending with S. So it is not fate, it is not luck, it is fates with a S. So these fates, take down this note, they were also called as destinies by the Romans. Fates were also called as destinies by the Romans. They were three goddesses who directed human destinies. Very similar to, you can write in brackets, very similar to the idea of Trinity that we have in the Sanatan Dharma. It's very similar to the idea of Trinity that we have in the Sanatan Dharma. Close the bracket. Clotho is the first goddess of destiny or first goddess of fate. Spelling is Clotho. So Clotho is the goddess who spun the thread of life. She spun the thread of life. Second goddess is Lachesis. Spelling capital Lachesis. So she is the goddess who assigned man his destiny or fate and held the thread of life. So she was like a preserver. So she held the thread of life and she assigned man his fate and destiny. Then we come to Anthropo. Anthropo is the third one. Anthropo spelling Antropo. Anthropo is the third goddess of fate, who she was one who cannot be avoided. You cannot avoid Anthropo. And she is the one who cuts the thread of life. She is the one who cuts the thread of life. So if you see this, that much for the note. This is very similar to our Trinity, like I told you in Sanatan Dharma, where we believe in Brahma, Vishnu and Mahadev. Then we come to the number 3. The fates, goddesses of destiny are also 3. And in our religion, in Sanatan Dharma also, we have 3. That is the generator of life, the operator of life, one who operates your life, and one who destroys life. So again we have 3 over here. So the generator, the operator and the destroyer. Okay. So that is G-O-D, God. Okay. That's a short form for God. I mean, that is a acronym that we use God. The word God is used as the person who generates life, the person who operates life, and the person who destroys life, so that there can be new life. So same way, these 3 sisters of fate, these 3 destinies which they believed, which the Romans believed in, were also the same thing. One who generated life, that means she spun the thread of life. The other one who gave life, means who preserved the life. And the third one who destroyed life. Okay, so it's just a parallel that I have drawn for your knowledge. So here we find that Artemidorus says that if in any case you are not able to read my letter, Caesar, if you don't read my letter, then the fates with the traitors do contrive. So he has already called the conspirators as traitors. He doesn't even use the word conspirator for them. He uses the word traitors. From the use of that very word traitors, we come to know how much Artemidorus and probably a lot of people of Rome, the common man of Rome, how much they loved Caesar. Okay, from that only we can make out. So this scene, children, though it's a short scene, it's an important scene because it's the first time that we are introduced to Caesar from a different perspective. We are introduced to Caesar from the perspective of a common man, like Artemidorus, who stands and he says that he wants to inform Caesar, he wants to warn the person he loves, who is leading him. Okay, who is leading Rome. They do not see Caesar as a dictator. They do not see Caesar as a tyrannical person. The conspirators have a different view. So please remember that this different viewpoint has been presented in this scene, and therefore this scene is also very important, though it's very short. And with that we come to an end of this scene, and I'll see you again in my next module, where we can continue with scene 4. So till then, please do study the notes and remember to practice writing. Like I always tell you, do write.